champion of the world, from Omaha, Nebraska.
In favor of the winner, remaining undefeated, proving he is one of the elite champions of the sport.
The fight is over. Canelo gets the knockout. Deontay Wilder has eradicated Dominic Brazil.
What we had here?
I want to ask you, what do you think about what I mean? Fury said one interesting thing in the press conference. He said something about that he's going to be 300 pounds.
Oh yeah,
next
yeah,
fight.
yeah.
So what do you take from that? I mean, do you think that's going to be an advantage, disadvantage? Does that show that he's not confident? Because I'm thinking from my point of view, if you was 270 something and you ran through this guy the last time you fought and put him on his tail, and you was definitely the more stronger man from what it seemed like on that night, why would you feel you would have to gain 25 more pounds?
I won't say if it's gonna be efficient or not. We will have to wait till the 24th to see. Because I mean, it could be a good move or it can be a bad move. I can say it could be a good move because Wilder. I feel Wilder gonna come in smaller this time. I don't feel like Wilder's gonna do like he did last time and bulk up to I think it was 231 or 232 last fight. I don't think Wilder gonna try that again. I think Wilder gonna come in at a comfortable weight. He's gonna come in at about 219, 220 range, and try to be agile. So Fury. I think Fury's afraid. I'm gonna use the word afraid. I think Fury's afraid of the speed game. He tried the speed game in the first fight and he got caught twice. I think Fury's afraid to play that part of boxing. He knows the only way, his best chance of beating Wilder would be to outweigh him in the muscle and bully him. That's the only real way you can do it, in my opinion. I don't see him lasting a boxing match with Wilder. And I think he learned that. So coming in at 300 though, I think that's going to be too big. It can either be, like I said, it can either help him out in the long run. Maybe he'll tire Wilder out by holding him all night. Kind of like I think I texted somebody earlier, like Jake Paul did Mayweather. How Jake Paul would throw a jab and hold. Yeah, he'll throw one punch and then hold him and wrap him up.
I can see that.
I can see that happening. That's the old Klitschko style. People don't remember that, but Klitschko was known for that. He'll throw a jab and hold you like throughout the whole middle rounds of the fight. And that's how he kept his belt for 10 years. But I can see him doing that. But I can see him also being terribly, terribly slow. Like I can see him being super slow on his feet. I can see him getting tired, like between the third and fourth round. And I can see them punches from Wilder getting heavier and heavier. Like, cause I don't see Wilder gassing, man. What about you, man? How do you feel about the 300 pounds?
Like I said, I'm curious, because he playing a lot of mind games, so it could be a lie. He could be just trying to see how Wilder was gonna react to it. So that's something he probably had pre-planned before the conference started, to throw that out there to see what he would say. Yeah. But I think it would be a bad move. I think if you was 270 something and it showed from what the fight that you won and that you was able to put him on his butt and do what you did, if that's what you did, why move up another 25 pounds? But then I thought about what you said, and you pretty much said the same thing I was thinking would if he tried to do the Logan Paul, and just like you said, punch one or two times, and as soon as Wilder tried to load up, he grab him, then reset, punch him one or two times, grab him, and you do that for the whole fight. Like you said, like the Crisco did, kind of like what Kell Brook used to like to do. And if you want to do that for the whole fight and try to win a decision and try to frustrate him or cause him to do something, out of the ordinary to get himself in trouble, that could be a pretty decent plan. But other than that, if that's not what you're planning on doing, I don't see the point of going up 25 more pounds. So I would think it would be foolish for him to do that. I think he should stay about the same weight he is, because I think he needs to be a bigger man than Wilder, but not more than, he's already 50 pounds bigger than him. I don't think adding another 25 pounds would be good for him.
Playing devil's advocate though, I gotta play devil's advocate for a little bit. If the allegations are true, let's say if the allegations that Wilder made are true.
Okay.
And you know that you can't do it this time, and Wilder's gonna be a little more energetic than he was. You can expect more punches from Wilder. And if he caught you, I think Fury said himself after the fight, even though he did beat Wilder pretty convincingly, he did say that Wilder caught him in that, I think it was second or third round. He said he did. If it was any other man, he would have put him out. He would have put on his butt or whatever, knocked him out. It was a good punch. So you got to take punches from that man, who was not as quote unquote woozy as he was in that fight. I'm gonna use the word woozy because he wasn't himself. Even if he wasn't drugged or whatever, I I got in a debate with somebody on Instagram. I was like, even if Wilder wasn't drugged, you could still say that it was a bad night for him. He wasn't himself. He wasn't energetic. He wasn't violent. He wasn't nothing. He was just pretty much there. And Fury had his best night. So with Fury having his best night and Wilder having his worst night, Wilder still lasted 7 rounds. So being devil's advocate, I would have to ask, maybe the 300 pounds is I got to be bigger to take more punishment from a more energetic, more violent Wilder. You think that could be the case?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, like you said, the bigger you are, the better you can take a punch. So
supposedly,
yeah, supposedly that's what they say. You know, that's why they say weight classes for a reason. So I mean, it makes sense. You know, so if that was his plan, like you said, if it's either that Crisco kind of style, or like you said, just to be able to have a little bit more punch resistance. Because last fight, maybe you realize, because like this is his 3rd time fighting Wilder, so he knows if, like you said, if that second fight he was off and he felt Wilder, he probably said, yeah, he don't feel too right. He don't feel as strong as he did the first fight. So if you know that he's not gonna be whatever was wrong with him that fight, you know, I'm not gonna go into all that. Like you said, if it's not gonna be that in the 3rd fight, he's gonna be a lot stronger than what he was in the 2nd fight, which means that you have to be a little bit more better with your punch resistance, maybe by adding another 25 pounds. So yeah, I can see that. It goes. That's why I say it was interesting when he said that, because there's so many things going through my head on what the reasoning behind gaining the 25 pounds. But I'm curious: is it just a mind game by Fury, or is he really serious about gaining that 25 pounds?
All right, one more thing, man. In closing, I know it's been a long video. I'll probably break it up into two parts.
Yeah, do I say let's go ahead. We'll break it up and make 4 or 5.
It was so much said between all the interviews I watched, but this one was also in the press conference. The only thing that Sugar Hill said in the press conference was Tyson Fury developed 1-punch knockout power, and he taught Tyson Fury 1-punch knockout power. Is that something in your 30 years of watching boxing that you ever seen before?
No. You can't teach power. Either you got it or you don't got it. You just don't wake up and all of a sudden you're a power puncher. So that's like, I mean, I ain't saying he pillow fisted, but he kind of pillow fisted for a heavyweight. But it's like Paulie stepping up and going from a pillow punch and saying all of a sudden now he been training and he got knockout power. No, it don't happen. That's like Timothy Bradley or Sean Porter turning to knockout artists. Hardest Timothy Bradley and Sean Porter worked out. And these guys stayed in the gym. I mean, cut up. I mean, physically strong. They still couldn't increase their power. So anybody that knows boxing knows you can work on a lot of things, but with power, either you got it or you don't got it. So I'm gonna call him straight BS. All of a sudden he got 1-punch knockout power. I got one thing too, but I'm gonna let you go and finish up what you got to say about it.
Yeah, I think it can come in 2 different ways. I'm gonna say, come on, my experience, my small experience in boxing. 1-punch power can come in 2 ways. Either you cheat to get it via some type of injection, like steroid use or something like that. You can get it from that way, or you doing something that's borderline illegal, like rabbit punching or punching around the ear area, equilibrium area. If he talking about that, okay, put it this way: adding 25 pounds will give you a sense of like punching with your weight. So if he added on 25 pounds to add that 25 pounds onto his punch, and a 300-pound punch to the ear of any man is gonna daze you. So that's what he mean by developing 1-punch power. Then I can understand that per se, but I still don't see it as a 1-punch knockout. So who knows, man? I don't know if it's a cover up for some people saying, you know how people go with conspiracies. People saying they saying that for the next cover up for the next string of cheating they're gonna do, and some people saying that 300 pounds is 300 pounds when somebody punch you. Like you said, we're still in 24th, man. I don't know.
Pokemon needs to get here again. Bye.